What's up, everybody? It's Bobby with Tech360.tv, and what I have in my hand today is the Razer Phone 2. This is our first-hand impressions of the phone. This phone has not been released as of recording this video, so the software isn't finalized yet. I'm just gonna walk you through what it's like to hold the phone, what are the differences that you're gonna find from the original Razer phone and thus far, but I'm gonna keep it very simple until we get to our full review. All right? So let's get down to it. First and foremost, you're gonna notice what I just showed you. The Chroma lighting is on the back of it now. This is something that's in all the Razer devices out there, and it's something that, you know, when you saw the original Razer phone, you saw this decal on the back, and you're like, huh? Come on, Razer. Oh, they stepped it up. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Absolutely stunning, and it's customizable too by an app inside the phone. I'll talk more about that in just a minute, but let's talk about the design, what's inside of it, and some of the changes. First and foremost, the design. The design is basically the same as the original Razer phone. It's got a very bold, striking, blocky design, which I like. It's something different on the market. It has on the front of it the same speakers on the front and the top and bottom. Now, speaking of the display, we have a 1440 by 2560 display, same as last year's version with 120 hertz refresh rate, which you can adjust up and down depending how you want it to be. But when you get to the back, that's where it all changes. Look at the back of this. Yes, the Chroma lighting. I love this Chroma lighting, by the way. It's just very sexy. But it's glass back now. The cameras have changed from being in the corner to being in the middle of it. These are larger cameras. This is a whole new camera system, which we'll talk about in just a second. But that glass on the back and the glass on the front is Gorilla Glass 5. So it should be pretty durable. But when you have a glass back, you know what that means? Microfiber cloth, because you always need one to keep it looking all so good, and especially with that Chroma lighting. Okay, let's talk about what's inside of this. Snapdragon 845 processor in this, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of onboard storage, 4,000 milliamp battery in this. You got two 12 megapixel cameras on this. You got a wide angle at 1.75 for the aperture and 2.6 for the telephoto zoom, okay? New sensors from Sony in this camera system, so it's actually a much better camera system than the original Razer phone. Now, I have not tested out it because this is not the final firmware from Razer, so they asked me don't test all the features out on the phone yet, so we're not going to do that, but we will say that it has portrait mode, it has a lot of the effects that you're looking for in other cameras, it has it in this with HDR as well, and we're expecting good things from Razer on the camera front of it. Speaking of the 845 Snapdragon processor, Razer's done something cool. They have a vapor cooling chamber in this to cool down the processor so it doesn't throttle itself. That means you're getting 20 to 30% better performance than you were on the original Razer phone, which is already good. And you're probably even getting better performance on this versus other phones with Snapdragon because it's not throttling itself. Let's talk about, for a second, let's step back and let's talk about the Chroma lighting on this, because this is one of the things you're gonna notice first and foremost about the phone. Now, the Chroma lighting on this is not syncable yet to your keyboard, your laptop, or your other devices. But you can adjust that Chroma lighting inside with the Chroma configurator app inside of this. So you can have it spectrum, you can have it one light, you can have it on high battery performance, low performance. There's a lot of customization you can do to this. So it's actually quite cool, and it just gives it a much more, I would say, much more bold statement from Razer. And it's something that we come to love about the Razer gaming devices. You have it on the phone. Now, the back of this being glass means you have wireless charging inside of this now, which is great. And speaking of charging, we got to talk about how this charges with USB-C. Qualcomm Quick Charging 4.0. And from what we know of so far, as of October 9th when we're recording this video, this is the only Android phone with Qualcomm Quick Charging 4.0. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments below, but as of right now, Razer's got the edge on that. No pun intended. Now, not only is this phone a gaming phone, but it's also a media phone. And one thing that Razer has on their phone that no other smartphone does on the market right now, you have HDR and you have Dolby Digital 5.1 in this phone. So the overall experience watching Netflix is going to be breathtaking. It's beautiful. It just sounds and looks amazing with this. So trust me when I say it, you're gonna wanna watch a lot of Netflix on this phone. Along with the launch of the Razer Phone 2 are a couple extra accessories with this. Now, wireless charging on this phone, that means they have to have a wireless charging dock. Razer has that. And it has Chroma lighting, which is syncable to all your other devices. It's a wickedly cool charging dock. Even if you don't have a Razer phone and you just want the charging dock, I would say get it because it's just wicked, it's cool. Now, another accessory that they launched with the phone is not just with this phone, but with any Android phone, Now, you guys know the Razer controller, right, that Razer has. They've actually launched a controller where you can put your smartphone into it to actually give you better gaming controls while you're gaming on your smartphone. But besides that though, this phone is really, I'm liking what Razer did with it. They kept with the design that I liked. It's bold, it's different from the other phones on the market. They've improved what a lot of users wanted to be improved on it, bring it to the flagship level, and we're gonna get our hands on this, do a full review for you. We're gonna run it through its paces compared to the other smartphones on the market out there. But so far, first impressions is, I'm liking it. Oh, I'm liking it. In the back of this phone, it's just so damn sexy. Oh. Anyway, leave your comments. Any questions you have on the Razer Phone 2 that you want to hear in our full review, let us know. We'll answer those questions for you. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Until the next one, take care.